Hello and welcome to Spinster's Library. I'm Claudia and today I want to talk about 5 skills I want to learn in spring. I did a similar video half a year ago called 5 skills I want to learn in autumn, and I'm going to link that in the description box, and I think I learned 3 out of those 5 skills. I'll have to actually look back on it and then, maybe do a little update video. One of those big skills, by the way, that I learned in autumn was knitting, and it's been one of my favorite hobbies. But now we go into spring, it's gonna get warmer. There probably won't be as many pieces of knitwear I actually want to walk around in. So let me tell you what I want to learn in spring instead. The first skill is kind of related to the knitting, and I really want to learn to sew. I own a sewing machine. It's right there on the shelf behind me, somewhere there down the bottom, covered in white, and I barely know how to use it. I'd really like to sew clothes and maybe some things for the home. Maybe make a cat bed, because my cats haven't got enough yet. And that's just a skill that I've been wanting to learn for years. My mum is a terrible seamstress. Awful. When we were children, she used those, like fabric glue to hem our trousers, which always ended up unraveling and just looking a bit... Thank you, Mother. I appreciate the effort, but it wasn't great. I am only 5 foot tall, so one skill that I can already do on the sewing machine is shortening jeans, because I have to. Even if you buy petite size clothing, they're still made for taller women than I am. I'd like to improve my skill at altering clothes to fit me better, at mending clothes, and at making clothes from scratch. We'll see if I enjoy that as much as knitting, because obviously one good thing about knitting is that you can do it while watching BookTube, while watching television, while listening to audiobooks, while listening to podcasts, and I do all of these things. With sewing, you kind of have to pay a bit more attention because you're working with sharp needles and big machines, and you definitely do not want to sew through your fingers. That is low-key one of the things I'm terrified of. I also haven't been able to find any really good resources for learning to sew. So if you have any good recommendations for example, YouTube channels that really explain sewing step by step. I mean, from setting up the machine to sewing in a straight line, really basic things like that I just don't know how to do. Then please link that in the comments. No, actually don't link it in the comments, because comments with links in them tend to get flagged as spam. So please just put the name of the YouTube channel in the comments and I'll go check that out. Any books you can recommend as well, any other media that I can't think of right now. Ideally, of course, I would go and take a sewing class, but I know myself, if I sign up to one, I'll likely not go because I'm a terrible person like that. Plus, I live in a small town. The second skill I really want to learn is, bear with me, video editing. Yes, of course, I've been editing videos for 2.5 years now for this YouTube channel, but my skills haven't really developed much beyond the basic cutting bits out. I can add a bit of text on the screen. I can add a little insert picture. I can put some background music on, but that's about it. I would really like to know some advanced editing techniques and to, learn the tips and tricks of the trade. So I'm going to focus on, watching YouTube videos about editing with specific piece of software that I use, which, for those of you who are interested, is a software called DaVinci Resolve. It's completely free, which I love about it, and it's very advanced. It can do a lot of things. It can do more than I can do. Unfortunately, it can also do more than my laptop can do, because occasionally when I try and do something that's a bit too much, like for example, once I tried to add both background music and text and a fade in to the same clip, and it just crashed the program. But something I'd really like to figure out, for example, is color correcting, because I'm kind of fed up of looking white as a sheet on my videos, and I'm sure there's something I can do in post-production to make me look vaguely human. That'd be great. So I'm going to find some resources on DaVinci Resolve and practice my editing. See if you can tell the difference in a few months' time. The third skill that I want to learn is also a technical one, and it is actually learning how to use my camera. I have been using this Canon EOS M50, link in the description box if you're interested, for a year and a bit now. I got it last year in, I think in January or in February, so I've been using it around about a year, and I still very much use it on auto mode. I really enjoy taking pictures of my cats. You can see them on Instagram, linked in the description box. They are adorable and pretty and the perfect models. But, as I've just said, I use them almost entirely on automatic mode. I would love to learn how to use my camera on manual properly to, you know, be a bit more creative with my photography and just learn a few new techniques. So again, if you have any good resources that you can recommend, either camera specific or general photography resources, YouTube videos, books, anything like that, websites, blogs, then tell me about them in the comments, again without links. The fourth skill I want to learn, and this is almost something I want to relearn, is hairstyling. I have incredibly long hair, really long. Let me just, oh, yeah, this is my hair. It needs a trim. I can do a lot with it, or I could do a lot with it if I had the time and patience to learn some new hairstyles. Now, the way I usually wear my hair is actually up in a bun, and I just, you know, just do a little bun and then fix it with whatever stick shape object is in the vicinity. In this case, a crochet hook. And that's fine, you know, that's served me well so far. But I really would like to learn some more fun hairstyles that I can do with my super long hair. It's really perfectly suited to experimenting. I can do a basic French braid, I can do a basic half up, I can do a few different knots and buns that you fix up with sticks. But I want to get a bit more experimental with it. I want to get a bit more adventurous with my hair. Now, I say I want to get a bit more adventurous with my hair. At the same time, I'm actually incredibly hippie-ish, for lack of a better word, with my hair. I don't use any heat tools, for example, so I never blow dry my hair. I never use a curling iron or a flattening iron or anything like that. I don't tend to back comb. I don't tend to use much product in it. I don't even condition my hair, but maybe that's things that I can play around with and see to what degree I'm comfortable messing with my natural hair structure. And again, I'm asking you for resources. If you know of any really good, especially YouTube tutorial channels that do different styles with very long hair, but without resorting to curling irons over and over again, then tell me about them in the comments. I want to know. I want to do some fancy shit with my hair because it is so well suited for it. And the final skill I want to learn this spring is home DIY. I am currently in my house in North Wales, but at some point this year, and maybe even before this video goes out, who knows, I'm going to move to Germany. I would like to be able to do some really practical things around my new home, whether that's painting, whether that's making furniture, fixing things, all of those practical skills that at the moment I just kind of shrug at and then find an expert to do it or just bin whatever I can't fix. I'd really love to be able to work with furniture. For example, to buy an old second-hand table and spruce it up a bit, to use things like, I don't know, sandpaper and furniture stain and polishes. I am the person in my relationship who tends to do those things anyway. I'm the one who uses the power drill, so to speak. It's fine. My husband's the one who fixes the computers and does the IT stuff. But I just don't know as much as I would like to know. And I partly know where I'm going to learn those skills because I happen to have an uncle in Germany who is an incredibly talented carpenter. He makes fantastic pieces of furniture out of nowhere. I don't know how he does it, but I would love to follow him around a bit and learn from him. But I would also like to learn, general useful DIY things, how to connect a washing machine and how to fix up a sink, all of that stuff that would be really practical to know. I come from a family that did none of that. I'm not even sure if my mother owns a hammer or a screwdriver. I just didn't grow up with these practical skills. So now that I am nearing my 30th year on this earth, I really think it's about time that I learned these skills. So, sounds like a busy spring ahead. There are my 5 skills that I really want to learn this spring. Sewing, video editing, using my camera, doing something fancy with my hair, and doing some DIY. Of course, not all at the same time. But those are the things that I really want to improve and that I really am excited to learn. Let me know any advice about any of these things. Don't say cut my hair. I'm not going to cut my hair. And don't say dye my hair because those greys are here to stay. But other than that, give me your advice, give me your favorite resources, your favorite YouTubers, your favorite books, your favorite websites that deal with those things. I'll get started on that. Also, let me know if there's anything that you particularly want to learn this spring, this year, or in your life in general. Thank you for watching. Bye.